it's been a while since I made what is. I was 14 when I first started making what is, and once I turned 15, I just stopped. But let's get to this money, and we're gonna start doing this stuff again. Uh, some things are gonna have to change because since I'm in school, in high school, junior year, got stuff to do. I won't be able to edit as much as I want to. So, as for right now, the first 5, 6, 7 videos is gonna be strictly audio books. So you can play your game, do whatever you want while you listen to the video. That's the main point of everything. That's all I have to say. Now let's get into this what if. Izuku Midoriya, now 21, is where we start the story. He lives a quiet life that is unremarkable and very uninteresting to the story. And he works a regular job at a tech company using his quirk Blink, only in private. Blink allows him to manipulate his molecular structure, granting him super speed that is so refined, it seems almost like teleportation. It's not only till his mother is facing a dire situation where heroes were not able to help. Him watching this tragedy come upon his mother now aims to get off his ass and be able to change the perspective and the meaning of being a hero. It is too late for him to go to school. It is too late for him to do anything of that type of structure, but now, with the newfound determination, how would he be able to change the world of heroes? As a regular The late afternoon sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows across the city streets. Izuku Midoriya, known to the world as Deku, walked down the sidewalk, his pace relaxed but purposeful. The weight of the day's work, countless patrols and training sessions, sat heavy on his shoulders, but there was also a sense of accomplishment. It had been a good day, no major incidents, no catastrophic villain attacks, just a steady rhythm of his normal duties as a regular man. After he was done in the dojo, training kids that he does in his part-time, he seemingly forgot to buy eggs. Today was supposed to be the day that he was supposed to go over to his mother's house to relax, chat, and just catch up with her. As he turned into the corner leading to his apartment, a faint breeze rustled through his messy black long hair. The familiar sight of his home came into view, a modest apartment complex that he had chosen for its proximity in both to his work and his mother's home. He approached the entrance, his thoughts already shifting to what he might have for dinner with the things that he had bought. Maybe some stir fry, maybe something quick, maybe whatever after satisfying. He reached into his pocket, put out his key, and with a quick twist unlocked the door. The apartment welcomed him with the quiet stillness of an empty home. He slipped off his shoes, placed them neatly on the door, walked into a small, cozy living room. The dim light setting sun filtered through the curtains, casting a warm glow on the wooden floor. Without wasting time, Izuku moved to the kitchen. He opened his refrigerator, scanning what other contents he had. He had leftover rice and vegetables and pieces of chicken. It would be easy to whip up whatever he wanted, but then as he cooked, his mind wandered. His thoughts drifted to his mother, Inko, who had always been his greatest support. Even after all these years, she's still worried about him constantly. Her concerns sometimes verging and overbearing, but Izuku understood. It was her way of showing love, and he cherished every moment with her. The food was almost ready, with his phone lying on the countertop, vibrating with the incoming call. Izuku, glancing at his phone, expected it to be the routine check-in from his mother, but the call ID showed something that made his heart skip. Mom. The phone buzzed again in his hand, and without hesitation, he swiped the answer.
Mom?
He answered, concern already lacing his voice.
Izuku!
Iko's voice came in through the line, trembling and laced with panic.
Izuku, please, you have to help me. The house, our house, is on fire!
For a split second, the world around Izuku seemed to freeze. His mind raced. The sizzling pan of the stove became an afterthought.
Mom, where are you? Are you safe? I'm still inside.
Her voice was frantic and the verge of tears.
The fire started so quickly, I can't get out. Izuku, please.
Everything clicked into place in an instant. Izuku's body moved on autopilot. His instincts honed throughout the years of all the training he has did. The distance between him and his apartment and his mother's life played the map in his mind. Everything, the street, using his quirk Blink, he rushed like he has never rushed before. He didn't want a second to waste. The air around him seemed to crackle with energy, and he activated his quirk over and over. The power struggling through his body currently electrifying him, moving him in speeds that wouldn't be imaginable. His muscles tense. In a fraction of a second, he was gone. Blur. Black light. Gone. As time seemed to stretch as he ran, the world around him became a hazy smear of colors and lights. His thoughts were singularly focused on one thing: his mother. The streets whipped past him at a speed that made him almost invisible to the naked eye, each step propelling him forward faster than any car kid hoped to go. He wasn't just running, he was teleporting, moving so quick it seemed like he was blending in a very fabric of space. In what felt like a heartbeat, Izuku was standing in front of his childhood home. Flames licked the walls, thick black smoke billowing out the windows. The heat was intense, even from where he stood, but fear and adrenaline drove him forward. Without a second thought, he leaped toward the house. With whatever human strength he had, smashing the front door force that almost gave him splinters. "Mom!" he shouted, his voice barely audible over the roaring flame. The heat was oppressive, the smoke stinging his eye, but he pressed on. "Iko!" he shouted again, his heart pounding in his chest. The house of the maze and the fire was not helping, but he had to save her. If this up, Inko would end up passing. And the heroes that were supposed to come to save his mother, they couldn't get the job done. And that really shattered Izuku's whole entire perspective. His whole life, he has not been proactive in doing anything and just wanted to live life the way he wanted, regardless if he had a quirk or not. He always thought the heroes would take care of it. But now that he's seen that heroes weren't everything and that they couldn't get everything done, that would just break him. No, he's not turning into an emo, whatever y'all boys got going on your mind. Nah, that's not what he's gonna do. Part 2. The weight of a hero's heart. The night sky was sober canvas of stars. The stars contrast to the smoldering ruins of what had once been a home filled with warmth, love. Izuku sat in the back of his ambulance, his hands trembling as he held his mother's frail hand. Her breathing had become shallow, her skin cold, the paramedics working frantically around them, but Izuku knew he could see in their eyes, the same eyes that seen so too many lives slip away. "Inko, stay with me," he whispered, his voice breaking into tears.
Please, no. You can't leave me. I need you. Oh.
As Inko's strength faded, her grip on his hand weakened, and with one last breath she slipped away, her eyes closing peacefully, as if she found semblance and comfort in her son's presence. No! We would now get into a time skip, after the paramedics gently pulled him away. Over the time span of 3 to 4 weeks, one thought would be going through Deku's head. It wasn't supposed to be this way. Heroes were supposed to save lives, to protect the innocent. But he hadn't been able to protect his own mother. His mother wasn't able to be protected. And the night stretched further and further. Another thought began to gnaw at his mind. Why did it take so long for help to arrive? Why did the fire spread so quickly? The more he thought about it, the more something felt wrong. In the days that followed, Izuku withdrew onto himself, consumed by relentless needs for answers. He combed through his wreckage at his mother's house, piecing together fragments of what could happen. The fire started in the kitchen, they said. A freak accident that spiraled out of control, but Izuku couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to it. Something didn't add up. He spent hours in front of his computer, scouring news reports, police records, anything that might give him a clue. He delved into the history of fires in the era, finding a disturbing pattern, similar incidents, suspiciously high numbers, the same slow response times from emergency services, and in every case, almost every case, the victims had been low-profile people who wouldn't make the headlines, whose deaths could be just swept under the rug. His research led him deeper into the dark unbarely of the hero society. The more he dug, the more he uncovered the system riddled with corruption, calamity, whatever, and heroes who were more concentrated with their public image than civilian layers. Agencies that prioritized profit or protection, the society that turned a blind eye to those who couldn't afford to live in a safer and more affluent era. The days following his mother's passing passed in a blur of grief and determination. Izuku buried himself in his training, pushing his body and mind to their absolute limits. The pain in his heart was consistent, reminder of why he couldn't afford to stop, why every punch he threw, every drop of sweat that fell, was a step toward honing his mother's memory. Honor, my bad. He had a goal now, one that transcended his personal dreams of becoming a hero. He was going to change the very essence of what it meant to be a hero in society that had lost its way. Izuku spent every waking hour honing his quirk blink to new levels. He experimented with different techniques, learning how to control his power with precision rather than force, and whatever. He focused on speed, agility, and endurance, knowing how to fight the system. He would need to be faster, smarter, and more resilient than ever before. Late at night, when the city was quiet and the weight of his loss felt the heaviest, Izuku, who delved into the research, pored over old hero manuals, studied the history of hero society, and analyzed the structure of hero agencies. The more he learned, the more resolve hardened. He began to see patterns and corruptions, and he realized he would have to go into this from the inside. He had one task, one mission, was to find All Might. Since he was too old, he wanted to get admission into UA as a teacher. That was his goal. One evening, after an intense training session at a secluded beach, where he had been cleaning up debris to strengthen his body, Izuku wiped the sweat from his brow and headed back to the city. The sunset painted the sky in hues of orange and red, a stark contrast of the storm that brewed within him. He was lost in thought, planning his next steps, when he accidentally bumped into someone. "Oh, I'm sorry about that," Izuku said quickly, looking up to see who it was. His breath caught in his throat. Standing before him was a tall, muscular man and unmistakable presence. All Might, the symbol of peace. Even in his weakened state, the man had inspired Izuku to become a hero in the first place. He was who he's been looking for. All Might smiled down on him, and there was the hint of fatigue in his eyes. "No harm done, young man. You look like you've been working hard." Izuku hesitated, then nodded. "Yeah, I've been training a lot, trying to get stronger." All Might studied him for a moment, and with the expression thoughtful, "You've got that fire in your eyes, kid." "Well, I guess I can't call you a kid. You're kind of grown, but I see a determination that I've seen before. What's driving you, if you don't mind me asking?" Izuku hesitated again. He couldn't give off his real intentions that easily. He had to play his part. Unsure if he should burden All Might with his story, but he knew he had to make it seem believable. His genuine concern made Izuku ready to tell a little bit of the truth, but not all the way. And he told All Might about the fire, his mom's death, the corruption he had uncovered in hero society, and as he spoke, the words poured out of him, fueling the pain and anger that he's been carrying so long. All Might listened quietly, giving simples and nods, his expression growing more serious as Izuku detailed his findings, When Izuku finally finished, there was a long silence between them. The weight of what he had shared hung heavy in the air. Izuku Midoriya, All Might said slowly, voice laced with deep sense of understanding. You've been through more than most heroes ever will. But it's clear that your heart is still in the right place. You are not just fighting for yourself, you're fighting for something bigger. Izuku nodded, the fire in his eyes burning brighter than ever. I want to change. I want to change what it means to be a hero. I want to make sure no one else has to go through what my mom did, but I can't do it alone. All Might placed a hand on Izuku's shoulder, a grip firm yet comforting. No one can change the world alone, young Midoriya. With the right allies, the right training, you can make a difference. You have potential to be a hero. You can be a symbol of hope, like I tried to be. Izuku's heart swelled in a mix of emotions, gratitude, hope, and a renewed sense of purpose. He was ready to do whatever it takes. Izuku looked up at him, curiously, as All Might's smile widened, and a familiar gleam running to the eyes. I'm not talking about making you a hero in the traditional sense. You've already proven you can fight and protect those who need it. But to truly change the system, you need to understand it from inside out. I want you to join UA, not as a student, but as a teacher. Izuku's eyes widened in shock. This is what he's been waiting for. A teacher? But I'm not qualified, Izuku said, not trying to give everything away, as someone stated. All Might shook his head, cut him off gently. You've already shown more insight and determination than most adults in our profession, but I won't just hand it to you, Izuku. You need to pass an entrance exam just like any other candidate. Your rate only accepts the best, and even if you're not a student, you'll still need to prove that you belong here. Izuku felt a surge of excitement and anxiety. The idea of coming in and teach at UA, the guiding influence in the next generation of heroes, was daunting but incredibly appealing. It was a chance that might make a real impact and instill the values that he believes. I'll do it, Izuku said, his voice firm and convict. I'll take the exam and prove that I can be a hero and make a difference. All Might's grin widened. I knew you would. Prepare yourself, young Midoriya. The entrance exam will be designed to challenge even the most seasoned heroes, but I have no doubt you'll rise to the occasion. With that, All Might gave Izuku a nod and encouragement before turning to leave, but before he walked away, he paused and looked back. Remember, being a hero isn't just about the power of a frame. It's about heart, and you've got more heart than anyone I've ever met. As All Might's figure disappeared into the evening shadow, Izuku stood there, his mind racing with the possibilities ahead. The path that he was about to embark was uncertain, fraught with challenges that would test him to his core. But for the first time since his mother's death, Izuku felt a spark of hope, a belief that he could truly make a difference. He would take the entrance exam. He would become a teacher. He would reshape the very foundation of what it meant to be a hero, not just for himself, but for everyone who had failed the system. The sun dipped below the horizon, leaving a sky awash of twilight. Izuku turned home, his heart set on the future, ready to face whatever trials awaited him. The entrance exam was just the beginning. This is where I'll be ending this first part because I'm not really sure if y'all like the story or are interested in this or want me to continue going. I want to be more in-depth into my stories instead of them being a quick thing, and I will work on one story way longer than I usually would. And I'm sorry for series that weren't completed because I was young again and didn't really know where I wanted to take series. I had so many ideas as a young kid, but I hope y'all would give me this another chance and me being able to make these what ifs and doing what I can. Like I'm saying, these are going to be more audiobooks, so these are going to be more in-depth and way a little bit slower paced story with more happening and scenes and characters getting their own development, characters getting their own built up their own backstories and everything than it just being a quick, you know. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you want me to continue, and based on the feedback, I'll see if I continue or not. And yeah, man, have a blessed day.